The Call of Duty Black Ops 7 beta has officially released, and with that came zombie survival in the beta for the first time ever. I've already put over 200 rounds into this game, unfortunately. I know it sounds a little sad, but I just wanted to give my first thoughts and initial reactions to the mode. I'm going to try and make it as short and sweet as possible. I know I'm probably going to sound like a broken record and say a lot of things you've probably heard other people already say, but the sentiment in the community seems pretty consistent. I'm going to be talking about some stuff that is present in the game as of right now. I'm also going to be talking about some things that they've mentioned in blog posts and other sources. I'm going to start with the positives, and the first thing that I want to talk about is something that's extremely important to me, probably the most important thing, which is why I'm going to start with this. Cursed mode is probably the biggest change that they're going to make to the game. They say that Cursed mode was crafted to suit the hardcore community, the people that have been playing zombies for the longest, and the idea of it is that it's going to reintroduce a lot of classic mechanics. Basically, the way that it's going to work is that I think from doing the Easter eggs, you're going to unlock these relics. They could be available through side quests. It was a little bit vague in the blog post, but we're going to have to find out when we play. These relics are going to unlock different classic things that you can use within your game. It's going to start out by having a starting pistol, no loadouts at all, no minimap, and the classic point system, specifically the one from Black Ops 3, which is a huge W. Some other things that we're expecting to come from these relics are a 4 perk limit, the removal of ammo caches, the removal of armor, the removal of rarities. It's a huge deal, and it's going to be something that is something we've been asking for, truthfully, for a really long time, like literally the past 7 years. They did also say that playing this mode and getting these relics will provide some rewards to the player. The first one that they mentioned, actually the only one that they mentioned so far, is the addition of golden armor from the tomb, meaning that you don't have to manually plate up. It's kind of ambiguous the way that they worded it, and it's unknown right now whether or not that's only going to be available in Cursed mode, or if you're going to be able to take these rewards into standard mode as well. This mode is not going to be available right off the bat. You're going to have to do something in order to unlock the mode first. As of right now, we think that it's completing the main quest of said map in standard mode, but we're a little bit unsure as of right now. If they manage to do this properly, this mode should lead to something that has a huge replay value and something that is going to keep fans engaged for a really long time, specifically the hardcore players. Unfortunately, right now, we don't have too much information on the mode. However, I am really excited to see how this mode progresses, and I'm excited to try it out. As far as what I've played so far, there are a lot of quality of life changes that I did notice in the beta, and I do really enjoy all of these. Starting off, they changed how armor wall buys work, so now instead of having separate wall buy locations for tier 2 and tier 3 armor, now the armor wall buy just updates depending on which one you have. For example, if you go up to an armor wall buy and purchase tier 2 armor, it automatically upgrades to tier 3. This is just nice because I don't feel the need to run around the entire map just to get whatever armor wall buy I want. They also changed the way that power-ups work, so now power-ups are basically random. It's not, you get one of each power-up through the power-up cycle. Now they kind of just spawn randomly, and you can have multiple of the same power-up each round. This straight up just makes the gameplay way more fun and way more random, which I do think is a good thing in zombies. I didn't necessarily like that once I got a max ammo, I had to wait for every other power-up to drop before I got my next one. Also, they added the random perk power-up to the power-up drop cycle, which at first I thought was a little bit of a bad choice, but after playing the game, I actually rarely got it. In my 200 rounds-ish of playing, I've only gotten the power-up like twice, so it's kind of a non-issue, and I actually appreciate that it's there because the perks get really expensive, and sometimes it's nice to be gifted one randomly. Also, max ammo finally replenishes your equipment again, thank God, and also fire sales now discount the cost of traps as well, which is a huge W. They also changed ammo boxes, so they're not militaristic at all now. They've got Mr. Peaks on it, there's floating bullets, it's a wooden crate now. It looks much more zombified, which I think is a great addition to the game. It makes me much more immersed. Also, wall buys now, instead of giving you a reroll of the same weapon you have with different attachments, it just gives you ammo for your current weapon like it did in old zombies, thank God. They also took score streaks and melee weapons out of the box and changed the way that the box works, so now you're much less likely to get worse rarities as you go up in the rounds. The box actually feels a lot more viable, especially because it's not as bloated. They changed the way that melee weapons work, so now meleeing to the head gives you more points, which makes melee weapons more viable in the early game and kind of feels like old zombies again. They changed the exfil system, so now players can individually exfil from a public game. No longer is it that everybody has to exfil at the same exact time. Each player can go whenever they feel the need to, which is really nice. And probably the biggest quality of life change that they've implemented is that the zombie speeds are actually very, very different. Unless you turn on the Rampage Inducer before round 50, there's barely any super sprinters, and they also changed their spawning, it seems, so now when you're training, they're much less likely to spawn right in front of you and kind of ruin your train. This is a huge deal because not only does it not feel like you're getting absolutely pummeled every time you try and train anymore, but it also makes training a viable strategy again. This is probably the single biggest thing that I noticed while playing, and it made the gameplay feel so much better. Thank you, Treyarch. Also, one more thing about the gameplay systems, I'm glad that they made sure that the Ray Gun and the Ray Gun Mark II were available at launch and they didn't drip feed the Mark II to us again later. I am very, very happy about that. I do not want to be drip fed old content anymore, which is still kind of an issue for other things in the game, but we'll get to that in the negatives. Now for the things that I actually enjoy about the map itself. Firstly, I want to talk about Zersa, the elite zombie bear. I think that this is probably one of the best boss zombies that they've ever implemented, especially in modern zombies. The Zersa is like legitimately terrifying. I actually get scared every time it spawns into the map, and it's a real threat. I've died from it multiple times. It's not easy to take out. This is a really good thing because in the past few games, there have been boss zombies that are just way too easy to take out, and they would spawn a ton of them to compensate for that, but now they've adjusted it so that only one spawns per round when you're playing on solo, which is really, really refreshing. I really like the new perk, Wisp T. It's not really anything that we haven't seen before, it's kind of just a summon that helps you out, kind of like Bloodwolf Bite, but it is a really nice perk. I really do think that it functions well, and it's a nice addition to the game nonetheless. I'm not going to go over all of them, but the new Gobblegums are nice to have, specifically the one that's called Gift Card that automatically grants you 30,000 points. I do think that it's a better alternative to Shopping Free. In hindsight, if you were able to use Shopping Free, people would get set up in the game on like round 1, which isn't necessarily the most fun gameplay loop. The special rounds are now with Ravagers. It's a new enemy type that they have, and I actually really like them because they're pretty easy to take out, but they do have this mechanic where they will kind of eat up some things that are on the ground, just any kind of ground loot, and you can actually kill them to get better ground loot after they've eaten it. So it's kind of a thing where you can keep them alive and then take advantage of that later, which is something I really like to see in zombies. Adding on to that, this is seemingly a small thing, but makes a big change to the gameplay and the way that it feels. At the end of special rounds, they changed it so that the classic round change music plays, and it's really nice to see it in like a kind of condensed form where it's not every round, but it's every so often. It just kind of reminds me of what I'm playing, and it feels really nice to have. And lastly, for the good, the trap on this map is so good. It will attract any zombies that are near it, so as long as you stand near it, every zombie that's going for you will go after the trap instead. And I don't know what it is about the trap, but it has so much personality. It plays this song that me and random people in a public lobby were just dancing to every time we turned on the trap. It's nice to see a trap that's not just like a flame trap or an electricity trap or something of that nature. And the trap is really good. It'll take you up into the higher rounds, and I really hope that they don't nerf it because something like that in the game is really important, and a lot of old high round strategies relied on traps. It'll be a good diversion from, you know, the standard mutant injection that we're used to now, or just a camping strategy with an OP wonder weapon. Oh, also one more thing. I don't know the implications of this yet, nobody really does, but when you successfully exfil, there's a graphic on the screen of the Revelations house, which could be a really big deal. I hope it's not there just for shits and giggles. It could mean something that's actually much larger, and I really hope that they do something cool with it. But it's really exciting to see that there because it's been a while since we've really been able to speculate about story and where it's going to go. Okay, on to the negatives, and first and foremost, the most glaring issue that I have with this game is the fact that it kind of feels exactly like Black Ops 6 Zombies. Even with all the quality of life changes, the gameplay systems are still pretty much identical. There's still armor, there's still ammo caches, there's still rarities, there's all these Warzone systems that nobody really wants or cares for, and we've been asking for a while for these things to not be in the game, but they're still here, and they took pretty much zero risk changing anything truly meaningful about this game. This really is such a bummer, but hey, maybe Cursed Mode will fix all these issues and I won't care about this down the road. Another thing is the HUD. I don't need to tell you that the HUD looks bad for zombies. It's identical to the multiplayer HUD. It looks really bad. It has no character. In multiplayer it's fine, but like, it just has no place in zombies. They did say that HUD presets were returning and there were going to be some themes that mimicked older zombies. I'll believe it when I see it. Another thing is just that the weapons feel really weak, especially after round 30. They fall off really hard and it becomes really hard to kill zombies. The ray gun even is not that great, like it'll kill zombies, but it just takes a ton of ammo and it makes it really hard to get points later on in the game. Also, I mentioned earlier that there was some content that was going to be drip fed to us later in the game. For some reason on launch, not all of the field upgrades and ammo mods are going to be in the game from Black Ops 6. I really don't understand why this is the case. They're already there and they already exist, just put them in the game. Another thing I noticed in my game that really pissed me off is the fact that doppelgasts are in the map. I have no idea why they're there. I thought Treyarch established that they wanted to make unique special enemies for all the maps going forward. Treyarch, please remove the doppelgast. The bear is enough. We don't need more reused content in the maps. We've been asking for this for a while too. Please just stop with the reused enemies. To be fair, they only spawn in after round 40 and only one spawns in per round, but still, that's just even more to prove the point that they don't need to be there at all. If they're not there in the first 40 rounds, then don't put them in at all. Also, Treyarch posted a reel that seemed like Uberklaus was coming back into the map. I don't even have words for that. That's just sad, truthfully. And lastly, we can't talk about the negatives without acknowledging the absolute disaster that was COD Next. I know this has already been covered extensively, but listen. If you're going to invite creators to an event to play your new game as advertisement for your new game, let them play the mode that their viewers want to see. The way that they were kicking the content creators off of zombies to play the modes that they wanted them to play, the fact that they were talking down to them like they were 4 years old or something, it was kind of just disgusting. Treyarch, please treat these people better going forward. It's not any one person's fault, but just the policies of enforcing those strange rules, they gotta get rid of that. I know I didn't touch on everything, but these were just the things that I noticed while playing, and to put it simply, I really enjoy the quality of life changes, but it really doesn't feel that different from Black Ops 6 Zombies. I'm hoping that Cursed mode gives me the, I guess, kind of release that I need from all of these modern zombies gameplay mechanics. It kind of seems like Treyarch is falling back into their bad habits by doing things like reusing enemies again and not changing the gameplay systems too much. It is just kind of sad to see at this point. But at least for me, I'm really looking forward to see how Cursed mode functions especially, and if it is really good, then I'm going to be playing that extensively. At the end of the day, I love Call of Duty Zombies no matter what. I just really hope to see this game make a turn for the better. I don't hate the gameplay systems, I do think they're really refined and I did have a good time playing. I just wish that the game would feel a little bit different than its predecessor. If there was anything that you guys wish I spoke about, or if you disagreed or agreed with anything I said, feel free to leave a comment. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed so I can make more content like this, and I will see you all next time.